¿Qué ole? ¿Bien y tú? Oh.
Cuando corte más, no programa da. Tu abuelita, tu mamá no necesita pay como otros tipos que pagan 50, 60, 70. Yo no. Mi niño, mira, ya corta aquí y allá. Y yo corto el callejón, nomás mi abuelita le dio Tori. Pues ok, pero que crezca más o cuando quiera, nomás limpiamos nosotros. Ya limpié, mira. Otros cobran más dinero, ¿no? Mi niño, necesita $20 nomás. Yeah. Ando con un güero ahorita, con mi amigo, tengo un amigo gringo como tú, atrás del Altus. Él me presta las cartas. Él trabaja en el escuche de las cocas grandes y fui para allá, pues ahí le hizo el show, y dice, hey, ¿cuánto playerz? Digo, ¿cuánto me da? Digo, 250, no, 200. Ok, y me puede dar mi yarda y me puede dar gas de diesel, si me da gas, es unos galones, si me da, pero you need to pay a lot, you know, from other people. I don't know, ¿cuánto te cobraba your friend, el de la troca roja? El gordo.
Grumpy.
Yeah. ¿Cuánto que tu abuelita pagaba da? Cheque. Sí, un chequecito. No ni pagar, ni pagarla. El güero, mi niño, él sabe, le gusta. Dinero, pero poquito, no mucho.
¿Puedes decirle?
No, pero es leiro.
Ahora. What's up, y'all? It's a windy motherfucker out here, but I feel like walking to the store and shit, get a brew. But I'm here to talk about like the state of the music in Texas, period. It's really not moving forward with the amount of momentum that it could, man. I want to discuss how things were done in the past, how they can't be done like that now, what they did right, and what we doing wrong right now. Dallas never really got up to the state that it could have been. San Antonio never really got up to the state that it could have been. And Houston did, man. Houston changed the whole landscape of the hip-hop game there for a little bit, man. And to this day, man, when y'all are listening to trap beats and all of that vibe, man, that's a sound that originated in Houston, man. And a lot of Houston sound actually is derived from the West Coast, of course, too, you know what I mean? Because, like, if you listen to a lot of the old Gray tapes, man, DJ Screw was putting down a lot of West Coast music onto his Gray tapes, man, because there was only so much Texas music coming out. That happened at a time when things were kind of had went into a little slump, too. It started with rap a lot. Obviously, everybody knows that. With Jay Prince, man, till death do us part. What he said on the beginning of there and all of that, and then his conversation with Larry Hoover, and all that stuff was really deep shit. That's you know, even now, go back and listen to that, and it makes sense, and it's still relevant, still very relevant. There's three things Houston did, man. Or basically I'll say there's three figures that made Houston pop. But the first one was Jay Prince. So he was the inside factor. And the outside factor was a company that a lot of people don't know about, and it's called Southwest Distribution. Southwest Distribution was a company in the 90s. They shut down in the early 2000s. If you're from Texas, you remember stores like Hastings, and I can't even think of the other ones, you know what I mean? But like there was a bunch of, you know what I'm saying, CD stores and tape stores back then. You could go in there, man, and there would be all these rappers. Southwest Distribution was giving independent labels a way to get all their music into the stores from Texas all the way to Cali. And so rappers and musicians that never would have blew became available in the stores. Jay Prince had to do with it, just like most of the labels did. And he's the first one that was really putting hip-hop on. Look at his roster. He had a grew up a good artist. He had good producers. And to this day, you know what I'm saying, Face and Mike Dean fucking around. You know what I mean? Like, all those people still fuck with him and still fucking do shit. You know what I'm saying? He made careers. He made lifelong careers for the people that were in it for longevity. You know what I mean? And for not, they made a good quick buck and got out the game. You know what I'm saying? But that's all Jay Prince. You know what I'm saying? You go on Vlad, and I don't like Vlad. Fuck Vlad. Remind me of a snitch motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But if you go on his interview with Scarface is talking pretty much about how Jay Prince is just this beast, you know what I'm saying, with business, you know what I'm saying? And Face was like, man, shit, I wish I could fucking think like that motherfucker.
But the coolest part about being, you know, with James is he knew what we didn't know or what I didn't know. Like I give him, you know, 90% of the credit of all of the material that came out of the early Ghetto Boy shit, because that shit was his mind, you know. I just rapped that shit, you know. He was light years ahead of me. When you think about that cat, you think about the epitome of a businessman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 20 years old, 22 years old, a few years older than me, and he was doing shit that I couldn't even imagine.
Yeah.
And he was making, you know, going and making moves for us to, you know, be on this platform that we stand on today. Like, he's a brilliant motherfucker. Let's not get it twisted.
Jay Prince made a lot of shit happen for a lot of people. Houston's second big thing was DJ Screw. And again, there was an inside factor and an outside factor. DJ Screw being the thing, the glue that pulled everything together. The other thing was an outside factor that nobody could have seen coming, and that was the popularity of lean, man. DJ Screw with the slow music, and then him happening to run into a drug that was very available only in that area at the beginning. It was available because, you know, we all know now about the legal situations that happen with the doctors and all that shit. But at the time, that was barely starting to pop. And so a slow drug with slow music happened to converge. And then he brought the North and the South together, which in Houston is, or at the time was, you know what I'm saying, two, you know, separate cultures. He brought that all together, man, and brought rappers together that wouldn't have been a crew into a huge ass fucking crew, man. Screwed Up Clique fucking was huge, man, big as fuck. And like if you look up how many rappers have died from Screwed Up Clique, just that number of people is bigger than most fucking groups. You know what I mean? And all together, living and dead, man, I don't know, I think it's pushing like 30 people. And he did that. He did that. He gave people something, a place. He gave people a place, and he gave people something that brought them all together. But the outside factor was that lean happened to fucking just all come together with that because of the style. There's no way he could have planned that. There's no way anybody could have planned that. So there was a little more intent involved in the Jay Prince and Rap-A-Lot. And with DJ Screw, I think it was a little more of just, it just kind of just started coming together, perfect timing. because a whole culture was created. And so the third thing, man, was what Swisher House did. Swisher House created the Out the Trunk movement. And of course there was always people before that. That man, you know what I'm saying, E40 and them was doing shit kind of like that out in Cali. And there's always was gonna be a few people doing it. But Swisher House packed up and went all over Texas selling out the truck. And so a lot of people got to know them real quick. And I remember we were in Dallas at the time. Hold up. Appreciate it. We was in Dallas at the time, and I was with a label called HB Entertainment that was about the same size as Swisher House. And this is how I happened to run into them right before they blew up. The dude that owned the label I was with was named D-Dale Hunter. It was called Hunter Brothers Entertainment. We had about a crew about the size of theirs. You know what I'm saying? That was probably 10, 15, 20 of us. 10 major artists, you know what I'm saying, main artists. And then some supporting roles of people that was in and out the studio. Playerz was in and out the studio around that time. Cocoa Butter was around at the time. Rest in peace. And a few other people. But what we were doing was the same as what they were doing. But we were trying to do it in Dallas-Fort Worth area only. We weren't doing out the trunk, man. They had got an 18-wheeler, like, you know what I'm saying, to promote, but it was just rolling around. A lot of what happened with that situation was internal, so everything ended up breaking up. But during the time, he had a magazine that he started called The Streets Magazine. If you're from Dallas-Fort Worth area, I know you heard of The Streets Magazine because it was everywhere. It was a free publication. So one of the people he interviewed for that, one of the early people he interviewed for that was Swisher House. And they were in Grand Prairie that day. And so we met them at a motel. And I remember it was the first time, man, we didn't have no perp in Dallas. You know what I'm saying? This was in like 99, 2000. And we was all drinking like 40s and shit. They roll up with this purple shit in the cup. They were like, we don't drink no beer. I was like, what? And so that was the first time I didn't even try it. You know what I'm saying? I just looked at it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, that's wild. They had a whole different style than us, man. To this day, man, Dallas and Houston, it's almost like polar opposites. A lot of times it's not realized how similar we all are in Texas to an outsider. To us internally, man, we like, no city wants to be identified with any other city, which is understandable. But, you know, with, you know what I mean? We're gonna start giving each other more love, man, as cities. Like, one thing I'm hella glad, you know what I'm saying, something I'm doing in Houston, it's really linking. But anyway, we met up with Swisher House, man. Nobody knew who they was, man, unless you were from Houston on that day. And they were like, yeah, man, we're just rolling around, going to every city in Texas, popping our motherfucking shit out the trunk, selling CDs. Hey, 2-3 months later, everybody in Texas knew these motherfuckers, man. They blew the fuck up instantly. They were the first ones who went everywhere with that out the trunk shit. So everybody was like, damn. Everybody started jamming them out, and everybody knew them. But what other rappers saw when they saw Swisher House rolling through their town was a good ass idea. So then all them motherfuckers and me and everybody was rapping. We started all trying to do that shit at the same time to people. And it got by 2004, it was like you couldn't go to the damn store to get a beer without 2-3 motherfuckers running up on you trying to sell you a CD. And so basically, there was only a few people who benefited from the idea of selling out the trunk in Texas. Name some people that ain't related to Switcher House that blew up like that. You ain't gonna say too many, man. Everybody else that blew up was because they ran into something like Quint Black happened to run into Too Short. I can't really think of anybody else during that era that did just blow from Texas. Nobody from Dallas, nobody from San Antonio, and nobody from Austin, nobody from Chuco, nobody from West Texas. I know a lot of rappers from every one of them cities that's good, but I bet you don't unless you listen and go look, especially for motherfuckers from them cities, because Houston's the only one that did it. And those three things, those three factors, man, J Prince's Southwest, DJ Screw and Lean, Switcher House, and moving around the state, selling out the trunk. Those three things are the three phases of what made Houston stay in the game, come into the game, stay into the game. After that, what I'm gonna call delocalization occurred. It wasn't planned. It's just something that happened because of the internet. And probably a lot of other factors too that I haven't really, thought out completely. The one that I'm sure of is that the internet had a lot to do with delocalization, because it had a lot to do with, okay, check it out. I went to prison in 2010, and 2009, and I got out in 2015. When I went to prison, that was like the end of the era, like I guess we could say the end of gangster rap, you know what I mean? The end of the G-Funk era. I didn't know it at the time, but when I got back out, it was a whole different, goddamn, everybody was talking about, fuck mumble rap did mumble rap, I hate motherfucking mumble rap. All the people my age, you know what I'm saying, was saying that shit. I didn't know what the fuck a mumble rap was, you know what I'm saying? So I checked it out, didn't like it, but I understood what was up. A lot of people don't really understand how some shit like that would occur. I don't hate on these youngsters, man. And the mumble rap kind of came and went, man. You could tell that was gonna be a fad. And that's what I'm saying about the trap and the beats and all of that, man. How Houston influenced that, man. A relaxed state fell into a lazy state, and then that became a style. After that, somehow regional styles all kind of ended up with this, you know what I'm saying, with this certain type of lyrical cadence, you know what I'm saying, which is what they call the new style or trap, like what they call trap now. Trap meant something different a while back. What they call trap now, you know, basically mean trap beats with that certain cadence in your vocals. So that it's triplets. Basically, like if you know anything about your numbers with music, man, you rapping in triplets or double timing. But to me, double timing is more like what Bone and Tech 9 was doing back then. You know what I'm saying? But like you double timing on the beat in triplets. You know what I mean? Everybody has the same flow style now. Like back when what they call boom bap now, when that was popping, man, everybody had to have their own cadence, their own flow style, their own delivery. Now, if you don't have a delivery like everybody else's, like they're calling it, you know what I'm saying, like whack, you know what I'm saying, or outdated or all of that. That was one of them deals that you can't, there's nothing you could do to make people understand something they don't want to. People my age don't want to understand why these youngsters is rapping the way they rap. And they don't want to understand why boom bap was so important, what they call boom bap. They don't understand. Now, a lot of them do, but you know what I'm saying, in general, no. And in general, people my age don't want to fucking understand why these young dudes is on the shit they on. I'm just trying to get into a different point about all this. And I got hung up on that. Anyway, man, there's a lot of people that don't want to give the youngsters a chance with their style, man. And, like, I got some homeboys that just won't even, like, give them a chance, man. Their own life's different. But why, man? Because we was all in fucking prison or dead, man. And so, that's why they got a whole different way they stand, walk, talk, carry themselves. But they got hard, man. They got hard. And and they got something to say, man. And now that the fad of mumble rap kind of went out, let them keep their cadence, man. Let them rap the way they rap, man. A lot of us, you know what I'm saying, picking up a little bit of that, you know what I'm saying? But they starting to pick up what we had to say, man, what motherfuckers, the message, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of these youngsters, man, they got something to say too, man. So I'm down with it. I'm down with all of it, man. I'm down with all hip hop. But what I don't like is this delocalization. Is something that, you know what I'm saying, was bound to happen. Because that's really what my point was, even bringing up mumble rap and all of that. They got a universal style to where when you listening to music now, you can't tell where the fuck it's from. I can't turn on a song and tell it's from Cali unless I see the video or they say they from Cali. And motherfuckers ain't repping where they from as much no more. And it's probably because a lot of people don't realize why that's important. And it's important to different people for different reasons. But I'm going to tell you why it's important to Texas. It's important to Texas because we can support ourselves in this motherfucker, man. There's enough of us. We big as fuck, man. And Texas people want to hear Texas fucking music, man. We all like some Cali shit. Some of us like some New York shit. Most of us grew up listening to a little bit of Midwest shit. We'll listen to that. But what Texas motherfuckers want to hear is Texas shit, man. Texas, so proud of ourselves with everything. That's just how we are, man. And like, you can go to any other country in the world, they know Texas, man. They know the state. You could go ask somebody in China if they know Vermont or New Hampshire or Montana, and they ain't gonna know that. But they know Texas, they know Cali, they know New York. And Houston is actually the city with the most languages being spoken, most living languages being spoken in the whole world. Not New York City. Houston, man. That's because people from all over the world move to Houston. And it doesn't have the space restrictions that New York City has. The most diversity is in Houston. And regardless of that, the point is that when we go anywhere and we from Texas, we tell them we from Texas, not America, you know what I mean? And so people from Texas love Texas. We're proud of Texas. And we want to hear Texas music. But when we go to look up Texas music, what we're going to find on YouTube is nothing unless it's somebody that was already known before like 2010 era. You know what I mean? All those people, if you look up Houston music, Texas music, that's what's going to pop up. You got to know the names of people if you're going to look them up. Other than that, any new people, you ain't going to find it, man. And especially outside of Houston, you know what I mean? Look up Dallas rappers. Look up anybody from Chuco or West Texas or Austin. Much ain't going to pop up, man. And I know for a fact, there's heat, man, out here, man. A bunch of bad motherfuckers, man. I know personally, man, 200, 300, 400 motherfuckers, man, just from San Antonio. They go hard, man. I know a group of motherfuckers from Dallas, they'll go hard. Chuco, I knew a few back in the day. I'm about to know more, man. I'm going to find them. Put them on a radio station if they want to be put on a radio station. What I need is help from motherfuckers that's on the radio station to pump this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Get people listening to us. And that's about to lead into my last point for this video, man. But one thing we need to do is start putting our cities in our YouTube titles, man. When I moved to San Antonio in 2018, the first thing I did was try to find San Antonio music. I was there. I wanted to listen to local music, man, because that's how you find out what's really going on the streets the quickest, man. Being out in the streets is the other way. Wherever I'm at, I'm going to be in the streets. I'm going to be in the hood, man. I'm going to be there. But to find the vibe, man, and the shit that's really going on in the city, you need to listen to the rappers, man. Because the rappers know, man. We out in this motherfucker. You know what I mean? So wherever I go, that's where I try to put my ear in the streets, man, first. And so I looked up San Antonio rappers, and all that popped up was old school shit. except for one motherfucker, man. Sicko the Clown. Sicko the Clown, if you scroll far enough down after you got through all the old school shit, you started seeing back to back. San Antonio rapper, Sicko the Clown, freestyles in a car. San Antonio rapper, Sicko the Clown, freestyles in a room. San Antonio rapper, Sicko the Clown, freestyling at a party. He had all those shits, and every one of them, his title had San Antonio in there. And so it popped up when you put San Antonio rappers. You still had to scroll down a little bit. Now there's all these rappers out of San Antonio. If you put San Antonio rappers in YouTube, you ain't gonna find it, man. So start putting that, man, in your tags if you want people to know where you're from. If you don't give a fuck, then it don't matter. But I ain't never met a motherfucking rapper that didn't want people to know where they're from, especially in Texas. We all want to rep our city, man. Rep where we from, man. I'm from West Texas. I've lived in Dallas. I've lived in San Antonio. I've lived in Houston. I've lived in Austin. I've lived in Lubbock. I've lived in Midland. Never lived in Chuco. I'd like to stay there for a little bit. But out of all those cities, man, San Antonio is home to me, man. San Antonio, I love the vibe. I love the people. I love the music. I love everything about it. And they all treated me good, man. And we're going back ASAP. You can guarantee it. But I'm always rep West Texas, too. You know what I'm saying? And I'm always give love to anywhere I lived, man. That's why I'm trying to put the whole state back on like it's supposed to be, man. I'm trying to help do that. I can't do it by myself, man. We all need to do our part, man. And that's the other thing. We need, as a state, to do what Houston did back then, man. We need to support each other, man. Rappers from Houston, listen to rappers from Houston, man. Rappers from San Antonio, listen to themselves. Rappers from Dallas, listen to themselves. I went to a grocery store when I had 210 Rap Radio. A lot of people from San Antonio probably remembers that a couple years ago we had 210 Rap Radio. I was going out, we have made a compilation called 20210 because it was in 2021. And so we made CDs. Spider Jones had been out in the streets doing it the old school way, man. He'll go to work all day, he'll get off, he'll hit the fucking Indian stores, man, and they'll let him sell out in the parking lot, you know what I'm saying? And he'll just be out there doing it, and he inspired me to fuck. I was like, fuck it, man, old school, you know what I'm saying? So I was trying to give mine away because it was just promotion. And so we pressed up a bunch of 20210 CDs and started passing them out in the streets. And I ran upon this dude in HEB, and it was him and another dude talking. They were both rappers. And I tried to hand him a CD, and he was like, nah, I don't want that. And I was like, it's free, bro. And he was like, nah, man. He was like, that's San Antonio rappers. What do I look like listening to my competition? And I was like, God damn, it blew my fucking mind. I even went and made a video about it, man. I was like pissed, really, you know what I'm saying? But it was more just fucking daunted me. It fucking threw me for a loop. Because that's how some businesses work. You don't want to fuck with your competition. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? Music, especially rap music, don't work like other shit work. And there's a lot of artistic type of industries that don't work like other industries work. Look at the art, like, you know, paintings and shit, the art world like that. It has no rhyme or fucking reason on, you know what I'm saying, a painting being better than this other guy's painting is what makes it more valuable. Nah, man, it's based on a whole bunch of different shit, man. Like curators and people that are collectors, and what becomes popular among certain inner circles can blow someone up to where a dude like Jackson Pollock can go splash fucking paint on a canvas and call it a day, man. He just made $1 million. Whereas somebody else might spend 6 months making a badass yake, and then nobody knows their name, so it doesn't matter. The same way, I know there's a bunch of talented motherfuckers that do music, and then they hear other motherfuckers put out some simple ass fucking shit or some stupid shit, and it blows. That's always been something, you know what I'm saying? And that has a lot to do with, you know what I'm saying, the powers that be and what they were pumping, what they think people like. And that's why I loved when mixtapes really started blowing up again. You know what I'm saying? Like in the, you know, like 2007, 8, 9, 10. when rappers started making shit and putting it on YouTube themselves instead of going through record labels. And that shit was like better than the albums because they were able to fucking say what they really wanted to fucking say. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we really want to hear, is what motherfuckers really want to say. We don't want to hear what the record label, they don't know what the fuck the streets want, man. They don't fucking know. I'm street, and we all from the streets. We know what's up, and in Texas we know what's up, man. In Texas, man, we get down, man. You know what I'm saying? We get down a certain way, and it's different than every other body. You know what I mean? And we got a certain kind of unity in Texas that you really wouldn't expect with it being from the South. We need to capitalize on that shit, man. We need to network. We need to collaborate. But most of all, we need to bump and pump each other's shit, man. I bump it because it's good. I listen to music from Texas, from every city, because it's fucking good, man. Man, some of the shit I'm listening to, I'm like, God damn, how this shit ain't blew up yet? But most rappers don't, you know what I'm saying? I'll put it like this. I go on Facebook. I made a post the other day. Tag me in your shit. I will share your shit. I don't got no huge following, but that don't matter. I got a following. Everybody got a following. You know what I mean? And any little bit helps, man. Any little, you know what I'm saying? We back, it's like we back at square one. We gotta take baby fucking steps and shit. But if we all take them baby steps together, and I know for a fact, there's at least a couple thousand, really, I ain't exaggerating, a couple thousand bad motherfuckers in Texas, man, waiting to be heard. If we would all take the baby step to share each other's shit, man. Share each other's shit. I'll share somebody's shit, and guess who comes and likes it? That person. You know what I'm saying? Now that's because it only shows up in their notifications and then on my wall, you know what I'm saying? Or whoever's following my feed. But I notice it time and time again. I'll share so-and-so will love it and say thank you. I'll share somebody else's shit, they'll say so-and-so and say thank you. And I'll share 20 people's shit and it'll all be the same thing. Nobody else but that person ever likes it. Now, I don't know how it is with other people's feeds. Facebook algorithm is a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I don't even like fucking Facebook. But I'm on it for now. I'm finna start fucking with Twitter more. You know what I mean? And Mastodon and all that shit. But every social media platform, you gotta learn. You know what I mean? Learn how it works. Facebook got some fucked up shit going on in it. But you gotta use it for what it is, man. It's got its benefits. I guarantee, man, if all of us were sharing all of us, everybody's gonna get heard. Now, see, this is the fear that people have, though. This is the fear, like that dude that at the grocery store at the HEB had, man. He's scared that if he jams somebody else, or if he pumps somebody else, or gives love to somebody else besides himself, that it's gonna fucking put shade on him, man. Like, it's gonna fucking cover up or smother his own shit. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that, man. This is street music, man. This is fucking street music. This ain't fucking rock. This ain't country. You know what I'm saying? We talking about what's going on in the streets, man. We talking about what's real out here. So how the fuck can you fucking say this motherfucker ain't worth listening to when he might say some shit that'll save your fucking life about his neighborhood? You might be in that fucking neighborhood one day. You know what I'm saying? This is real shit people saying out here, man. So, like, jam it, listen to it, give it a chance. If you don't like it because it sucks, or you don't like it because it just ain't good, or you just don't like it because it ain't your style, that's one thing. But not liking it because it ain't you, that's fucking ridiculous, man. Remember why we all got in this shit. Every rapper got into this motherfucker because they love it. You know what I mean? Because they love fucking hip hop. And then motherfuckers get mad because they're not being heard. And so they get mad at everybody else that is being heard. Fuck that shit, man. Get in with those motherfuckers that are being heard. If they want to charge you for a feature, man, pay that as long as it ain't stupid. You know what I'm saying? Most people that I fuck with, they don't charge me. But the few people that do, if it's a reasonable price, I'll pay it, man. Fuck it. If they got, especially if they got a more of a following. If they got more of a following than you, man, BG3 had said that shit when I first started. That was the first interview I did when I got to Sarmiento. And he was like, motherfuckers don't want to pay me for features. But obviously they want to do a song with me because they see that I've got more pull than them right now. You know what I'm saying? So they should pay. And you should, if that's the case. If you're getting with a motherfucker because you know he got a fan base and it's bigger than yours, that's a marketing cost, man. That ain't no different than paying the engineer, paying for a beat. You know what I mean? Pay that shit. It's gonna help you. I paid Big Tank for a verse, and shit, that was shit. We did good on that song. You know what I mean? Like we did pretty fucking good on that song. So that wasn't money wasted. You know what I'm saying? But regardless of that, I also support, and I don't charge for features. I can't say I never will. I'm kind of torn between what to do on that because I do it for the love too, man. And I don't feel like, I mean, I think I kill it. I think I kill it in this motherfucking mic. But I don't think I kill it any more than other motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? We can all run around saying we the best. That's what I mean. Shit, you're supposed to be, when you on your mic, you're supposed to fucking talk like you the baddest motherfucker. But once you put the mic down, man, be a real motherfucker. Don't be all fucking stuck up and shit. You know what I'm saying? But if it's monetary and you think your shit is worth it, charge for a feature. Don't bleed motherfuckers though. You know what I'm saying? But I'm also down with, hey, let's all collab. Let's all just get it. You know what I mean? And I think that most of us are really down for that. We should start doing it, man. King Sam, man. Much love, much motherfucking respect to King Sam, man. He been trying ever since around the same time that I was trying to do it, man. I saw him just putting it in, man, bringing rappers together, man. He did the cypher contest and shit, you know what I'm saying? Then he was doing the boxing and all of that. And then now, what he's saying is the same thing I'm saying, man. I agree totally. Let's all network, man. Let's do music together, man. The more features we got together, that means, and that's what I'm saying, this is how I prove the dude in HEB wrong. If he would have listened to that shit, hit up some of the people on there, and he might be famous. That dude might be famous by now. I don't know who he was. You know what I'm saying? So if that was you, holla at your boy. You know what I'm saying? Or holla at the guy that was bugging you in the store. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm down with all of it and everybody. But I just think that we need to support each other more. Share each other's shit more. Pump each other's shit more. And listen to it, man. Listen to the motherfucker next to you, man. Hit him up. Tell him let's do something. And if you can't, man, sometimes it ain't gonna work out, man. People are gonna have some differences or whatever. But if you ain't got personal fucking beef, try it, man. Because now the people that listen to him gonna hear you. You know what I mean? The people that listen to him are gonna hear you. And the more we do that, that shit just compounds, man. If one of us, look, okay, I share everybody's shit that tags me. If you tag me, I'm sharing it. You know what I'm saying? Now that don't do much by itself. But if everybody that I shared me, and everybody that they shared them, and we all just share each other's shit every time we see it, we'll flood this bitch like we supposed to be doing, man. We supposed to be flooding this motherfucker, man. And instead, it looks like a bunch of individual nobodies trying to make peace. Looks like we begging on Facebook, straight up. It all looks like we fucking begging to be heard. And for one thing, Facebook ain't set up for you to listen to music. That's one of the problems. Facebook is set up for you to scroll. And so they want you to keep moving. That's why they have it to where when you click on a YouTube link, it takes you to a YouTube page inside Facebook. If you notice that you try to like the video, it's going to ask you to go sign in to YouTube because you're really still on Facebook. So that's one of the part of the problem. It's really not set up for you to jam out. You know what I mean? And people I ain't in the mood. When I'm on Facebook, I'm not in the mood to jam. I'm trying to do something else. So when I see the shit, I share it and then I go back and listen to it later usually. You know what I'm saying? And every now and then, like if somebody asks me straight up, like, hey, listen to this, I'll go do it then. This one I always put, hey, please like and share or whatever. I usually try to fucking go and listen to it right then because he asked for it in the post or he messaged me and tell me. You know what I'm saying? But we got to remember that Facebook is not set up for that. But if we flood this bitch by all sharing each other's shit, just look how big it is, man. That's not the only thing we can do. That's just one thing. The other thing we can do is, man, when you in the street, man, what the fuck you listening to some motherfucker for? From motherfucking who the fuck knows where, talking about who know what. If you ain't down with him, don't know what the fuck he talking about the same generic ass shit, man. Wouldn't you rather be jamming a motherfucker that fucking talk about the same motherfucking shit that you talk about? You know what I mean? And I ain't knocking anybody that ain't from Texas either. I'm just really stating that because I listen to everything. I listen to I don't even just like, really, if you see me in the streets, I'm jamming corridos. I don't really fucking bump rock much. I don't really, I hardly ever bump country. It's just not my thing. I never could get into it. But when we out here in the streets, man, I'm usually jamming corridos tumbados or old school hip hop or Texas music. You know what I'm saying? And when I'm jamming some Texas music, I'm gonna jam some people y'all probably never heard of, because I be trying to find, that's the shit I look for. But it's because these are good motherfuckers, man. They should all be heard, man. And that's what I want to do, man. I put my shit on the station. I try to keep it to a minimum compared to other people's shit, because the last thing I want is people think, this motherfucker just using his platform for him to be heard. Nah, I'm trying to collaborate. Of course I want to be heard, shit. But I want to be heard equally with everybody, man. I want us all to fucking come up, man. So, anybody out there want to collab with me, let's do it. Anybody that want to collab with anybody else, if I know them, hit me up, man. I'll try to put something together, man. I ain't gonna charge for that shit. Now, if they charging for the verse, that's between y'all. But a lot of times it's just because motherfuckers don't know who to tap or how to tap them. Hit me up, man. If there's anybody in Texas you want to hit up, if I know them, I'll link y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I want to see. Is motherfuckers networking, man, doing it. Jam, man. Jam each other's shit, man. Don't be scared to do that shit, man. Don't be bitch made about it, man. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't jamming somebody's shit because you fucking scared they're going to come up before you, that's hoe shit, man, and you know it. And if it's for ignorance, that's our fault. Anything else, man, if it's just because the motherfucker bitch made the fight, he going to get fucking X'd out the game on his own. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got to worry about that. You know what I'm saying? But the main point I'm saying, man, show love to each other's shit, man. Give it a chance is what I'm really saying. Give somebody else's shit a chance. And if it's good, bang that shit in the trunk, man. Let's get it, y'all. All right, I'm done with my rant. Y'all have a good one. Peace.